So the night I bought it, him and I played. He kicked my ass to the point.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Take a Breath, our weekly review of our
And I still almost
various travels on Last Breath on Saturdays. Today I'm joined by everybody else. Names. Throw them out there.
Steinberg.
Olivia.
And I'm Rono Gaming. And we have a ton to unpack from yesterday, like a metric buttload. Who wants to start?
Okay.
Fine. Well, what happened was, I mean, you said okay, so I thought you were jumping over. So
okay, so what happened was, while Gabe was sleeping peacefully and soundly with a new stuffed teddy bear that he'd been gifted, Frank had woken up a little hungry, and then found an odd sight of a Kia Sid and a couple A-bombs having a tea party in his family room.
Which, you know, to me is kind of a red flag. Like, for starters, how did these people get in my bedroom? How did they get into my... Doesn't matter. Every part of that warehouse, he considers his bedroom. Like, let's be fair. He owns that. He can walk around naked in it if he wants to. He chooses not to.
Yeah.
No, the basement's all Gabe's. Like, that bat cave is... but the basement is not part of the warehouse. It's an underground...
I feel like Frank at one point is like, I just have to stop going down there because every time I go down there, he's doing some fucky weird Tremere shit.
Oh, I mean, I'm interested enough by the funky weird Tremere shit, but we're getting off topic.
Just not the, bathing naked in blood.
Let's just start by this bitch broke in. And, so her and her compatriots were just, sitting there, sipping my blood. Not my personal blood, per se, but the blood I acquired for, food. And, that makes me very less enthused about how things would have gone. So, walk over to the fridge, no blood there. Guess I'm having a drink. In my pocket, I reach and call the last person that I reached out to. Fortunately enough, it was Gabe. And...
Gabe, who was enjoying his pleasant sleep, his very deep sleep, which is why he failed the rolls to notice this break-in was happening in the first place, woke up, saw the teddy bear, was like, that's weird. Heard his phone ringing, was like, who dis? And Frank couldn't speak necessarily, but he had the phone on in his pocket, so Gabe could kind of hear everything that was going on. And Gabe was like, oh, this is bad. So...
in your brilliance...
I did the best thing I could think to do in the moment, which was use Mirror Walk and just walk into William's office. Unannounced.
What are you doing here?
Steal his phone.
Unexpected, but Gabe is one of the two Tremere that he's just like, I don't care what they do as long as they're not cursing me. It's perfectly fine. The other one's Morgan.
Not cursing. Double underline not.
I believe we have just made a note.
So that happened. Answer?
No. D-Britton asked if Sarah had Frank's phone still. It's a good question.
I'm assuming that yes. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I don't know. How long did it take them to get the contacts, and was it returned to me before our travels? Because I imagine that they want me to be able to reach back out to him because I was...
Well, you were with Frank, and you would have returned with Frank,
with...
so... you were with
Stanislaw.
And you were supposed to be returning back to Stanislaw. So I'm rolling a d20 because I don't know. 16.
Yeah, I'm really starting to dislike that one.
You got your phone back, but it was wiped clean.
Well, fortunately, True Bruja and high intelligence, I had everything memorized anyways. The only contents would have been the last couple text messages and probably a day's worth of phone calls.
Probably.
Because very vampire-minded in that I cover my tracks.
Well, no, it was factory reset, so...
Right. But what I'm saying is there were no contacts in there, short of maybe, the crew.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, two of Gwen's numbers.
Okay.
Excluding the private number.
But they still have everything on the phone. Yes.
Yeah, a day's worth. True Bruja, I wipe that shit. It's like toilet paper. You wipe your ass. You don't want to get caught with your pants down.
But they do have all of his contacts.
And I'm sorry, what was not getting caught with your pants down? Having a Kia said have a tea party in your living room?
Well, you know...
That sounds pretty pants down to me.
I'm not going to point fingers, but I might hire a different Tremere to do my warding next time.
Totally.
You were
sus.
asleep with a teddy bear whose pants were down.
You know, all right, look, just because
I'm
I
not gonna
value
blame.
my sleep,
Oh, Gabriel needed his beauty sleep to look
He does.
fine for me.
Somebody is a deep sleeper. I took advantage of that flaw.
Clearly.
yeah, that is one of Gabe's flaws is that he's a deep sleeper. So,
That's fair.
yeah,
That's fair. So, long and short of it is a brief conversation ensued with Sierra. Frank's like, well, I'll show you who the Master Clan is, and decides to pick a fight directly with an A-bomb. Just one of them. He didn't want to go directly after Sierra because he just wanted to put an A-bomb in its place and, you know, be like, and that's what you can expect.
how'd that work?
That's not how that worked.
It's not how that worked. And I got staked, which leads to the Motley Crew. Fam, tell me what happens next.
So Gabe stole William's phone because Frank was still on the other line with him. Frank called Olivia and was like, "Hey, Olivia, there's some shit going down at the warehouse."
Olivia's just like, what did he get himself into this time?
And admittedly, Olivia was also like, "How is this my problem?"
You're not wrong, G. Written. Had he used Clotho's gift to run, this would have turned out differently.
There's this thing called Bruja Pride, and there's this thing called True Bruja Pride. Now, Bruja Pride means that you're going to get into a fight and you're going to enjoy it. True Bruja Pride means you're going to get into a fight and assert your dominance.
Yeah, how does that work for you?
I mean, it didn't, but now people in the party are stronger for it, so
I mean,
He does have a point
Kind of
there.
worked out.
I
Like,
mean, you're not
at the end of the
wrong.
day, you can't blame me for
I'm not-
having a plan that's 10 steps ahead. I knew how to nullify him. That was literally the notes, was aim for the eyes and the tongue. That's literally all that was in the notes. He knew what he was going to do. It was just a matter of opportunity.
Yeah. So, circling back to where we were. Okay, please continue.
Yep. So you made a call.
Possible.
yeah, called Olivia. Somehow managed to convince her to try to meet me at the
Show up.
warehouse. While this was going on, Gabe had called an Uber and found a puddle of water, used a cup, put that water in the cup, and scried through the cup on the ride there to see that then Frank was being taken to someplace else.
Called Olivia, change of plans.
Yep. And
Some
we
people
started.
did U-turns.
Yep. And we started going to Stanislaus' place.
Where, by the magic of editing, everyone found themselves at Stanislaus. Frank first, then Olivia, and then Gabe.
I believe Frank's where we started.
I was staked. Joni, you want to describe what happened in that scene?
He got mesmerized and rationalized like a bitch. Sadly enough, I happened to roll Stanislaus thing and he got a 10 double crit. The only way he can get out of that Stanislaus, I can't help that.
I'm sorry. I just need to do it once.
So, Stanislaus was like, no. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna enjoy being here, and you're working for me now. Congrazzles. By the way, we're gonna change your clothes and make you look like a like the true kindred you're supposed to be in a suit. So as you know, before he gets pulled up, Gabe does the sidewalk into the house, into the bathroom, because Tremere bathrooms, man. Olivia got knocked on the door, gets sent into the lounge, and then from there, it was a lot of talking through Mrs. Sparkles.
Yeah. Gabe's like, quick, come stake somebody. And I'm sitting here going, look, we can talk to people. You know this, right?
You're not
I mean,
wrong.
yes, but also,
It didn't work so hot for us.
Okay.
I don't think anything would have worked so hot for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
So then, as Frank gets mesmerized and rationalized, Gabe kind of, I hate to use the phrasing, but it's kind of true. Gabe pulls out, and from there, it moves backwards while getting into a place to start scrying. Frank gets moved upstairs to get changed, and Olivia gets moved to the library to talk to Stanislaw. It's at that point that Frank gets changed with his never-ending smile, never fading, never waning, and comes down to be presented to Olivia as the happy new member of Stanislaw's collective crew. Okay, Frank, you want to take it away because you are muted, sir.
This, 500% this, irrevocably this. I was told I was going to be happy, and with my roles, I had to stay happy.
It was great.
Some brief hints were dropped that, he had some projects, passed the keys to his bike because he didn't want it to get messed up. Just some generic stuff to kind of throw Stanny off, like, oh, I'm staying here because I can't leave here. And, Bruja, thinking ahead, was just like, well, if I'm going to stay here, I really don't need those other things. So, find my notes.
Keys to the bike were a red flag.
That's always a red flag. That's my baby. Like,
The smiling was a red flag.
That was
Didn't
just
need
creepy.
more of a flag than that. Question, just for player knowledge. What was the thing that Gabe was supposed to find for you?
so the project that you were supposed to get rid of was literally just all of my notes on what Stanislaw was capable of and Sierra were capable of, like written out in detail, some research from books that he found in Amelia's library and just personal experiences, and then just literally in like purple crayon, well, not literally purple crayon, but metaphorically in purple crayon with like underlines, aim for the eyes and rip out his tongue.
Gotcha.
That was literally his
See,
plan.
because my mind first went to he wants me to get rid of the SARS.
Not even
Right?
close.
It was
Not
like
even
the
close.
first thing I thought about.
I'm like, the SARS and the not SARS are gonna go? What?
Not even close. So
I was sitting there thinking he's got Ebola hiding somewhere too.
no,
Yes.
no, not yet.
The Black
Work in
Plague
progress.
is somewhere in his warehouse.
I mean, he's a collector. He's a purveyor of, fine goods, and those are the finest of goods. Regardless, though, that was literally more or less what he had written. It's just like everything that he was able to research in the short amount of time through use of Clotho's gifts, speed reading, and
Oh, wait, I
word
don't
of
think
mouth
we managed
experiences.
that. We didn't even get home.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. No, not even.
Like, that was literally his plan, was just, if you come in contact with him and you need to take him down and prevent his use of powers, do this.
You're not wrong.
It was a shot in the dark, and I mean, in the end it worked out. So, long story short, I was all smiles. And then, the coterie had left, leaving Frank there to fend for himself, not really knowing that he was completely, twisted, but I mean, he was here instead of with them. So, there was a clash of loyalties, which led to some good times. He started looking around, trying to become familiar with his new jail, and the scene faded over to the remaining party.
Yep. So as Olivia left and picked Gabe up on the way, kind of not really sure of what to do themselves.
We go to Williams. No,
we got a
went
phone call.
Yeah, we got called by Gwen.
Yeah, we got a call from Gwen.
And I got a call from Stanny.
Yes, William, yes. Why did you go over that one?
Long and short of it is, Stanislav was just like, keep your idiot sister away from me, keep your other idiot sister away from me, and I'm keeping your boy.
Keeping your other idiot.
Your coteries idiots.
Your idiot sister number 3.
Hey now. Don't assume it's gender. His gender is vampire. Anyways, it's fluid. He's a they, them. Is that a bad joke? That's distasteful. I apologize.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up and color now. So yeah, that's more or less what happened with William's call. Then he made a call to Gwen's, private line that he had snuffed out weeks prior, just saying, "I need your help. I'm on my way."
Sorry. When Gwen got that call, she then turned around and called Gabe and Olivia. To be go, what the fuck?
Then
Yeah, and there was a brief explanation about, what had happened and what the situation was, and Gwen was like, all right, well, you guys should come here.
Because your Baron is on his way to my house, apparently.
Yeah.
come control the fire.
I am the fire.
And everyone decided to arrive at Gwen's house about the same time because magic of editing.
Deus Ex Machina.
So we
Right.
get there,
Yep.
and
William has a different goal than you two, to be
Yeah.
fair, initially. But then he realizes it's an opportunity.
And the best part is that as they all walk in, they get transported from 2020 back to 1880.
It was a mighty fine year. People were dying all over the place from common diseases. It was much easier to take a bite. But I digress.
Gabe's like #too real.
Oh shit, my bad. Did I strike a little too close to home? Did
Just a
I tickle it a little
smidge.
too much? My
Just
bad.
a smidge, asshole.
Death is commonplace. It's perfectly fine. It's acceptable.
So they then saw how Gwen lived, or at least the top 2 floors of her home. They did not see the bottom, which was good for Gwen.
I
But
could keep her secrets, thanks.
well,
Yeah.
conversations were had, phone calls were made. Who wants to go over those?
Well, William called first, so let's start with his one.
Yeah, William.
Long and short of it, I made a call, if I remember right, to, we had a conversation prior to that. More or less, William saying, keep my idiot sister out of trouble, because she is under your employ. There was a conversation of, our idiot coterie member got boned. We need help. With like an AAAAALP.
This is true. And then
So-
people needed to make phone calls.
Yep, we discussed, and they mentioned a trap for a Sierra. Or the, I always blank on what her,
Kia said,
Kia said. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
I have the opposite problem. It's fine.
Messed up Pixie.
Yeah. I always refer to her as the broken fairy or whatever, like, the other term. I never
Wings.
remember the name. Broken Wings, Broken Fairy, Poverty Fairy. Well, not so poverty, but they just talking about a trap, and William's like, well, I have an idea. And he decides to, Gwendolyn, I need to borrow your rum. And he goes and makes a call, and it's just like, darling, I need your favor. He calls Boblin, the goblin.
Which Boblin's at work and totally being freaked out now.
Find another manager to cover your shift for the next couple nights. I'm in need of your services. To which she's just like, okay. Whoa, what's going on? At least that's how he interpreted it. Like, let's be fair. He saw her as a bumbling idiot until she brought an army. And then he was just like, opportunity. But we'll get into that.
William's like, I'm a baron. Boblin's like, I got trolls.
I got friends in low places. But long and short of it is, he gets her employed and reminds her that he will reward her handsomely for services rendered, etc. I mean, it might have worked out. He comes back and says, I have an army. And then somebody brings up the guru, and William's like,
No, it
If
was,
you
it was
must.
Olivia. It was Olivia. She was like, Olivia was going to go call.
Like,
I didn't
might
know
be
she had
able to get-
connections.
I might be able to get some help from the guru, and then Gwen's like, who has an accord with Hera? And Olivia's like, the hell?
Rolls eyes, calls, Lady Hera, what a great evening to speak to you. You know, putting it on thick, you know, in classic Southern style.
And then the phone was passed to Olivia.
My associate can explain the situation much more efficiently than myself, and hand off, and then
Yeah, and I believe Hera's got an issue with not Stanislav so much as the A-bombs and the issues they've been causing her. So I was like, you don't know me, but you know who I am, because, yeah, apparently they all know who the hell I am. I've been causing some issues. Oops.
Not wrong.
And she's like, yeah, we can help with that. You're gonna get us a boon, right? Or that was with William. Handing it back to William.
yeah. He was initially offering a small boon, then upgraded to medium, and then told Olivia, because it's your boy, you guys will be paying for it.
Yeah.
Nothing like passing on that boon.
That's the cost of living under his barony. It's directly their problem. He's just taking advantage of it. Although now he has more power, so he might be more inclined to deal with it himself.
Then, I called the Capones to warn them.
And
And they're
when,
like, go ahead.
hey, when you offer a fight to a Capone, you're offering fun to a Capone.
Right?
They couldn't say no to that, so they had to up and go and jump into that. And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll totally be there. The funny thing, I had 8 active NPCs, not including the Capones, in the end of all of this. So, yeah.
So what
Lots of
you're
paper.
saying then is that favors were called, tactics were set. Well, tactics were not set. We kind of winged that part. Because, you know, no plan survives contact with the enemy. William understands this. Having a basic outline of how things should go, perfectly fine. What he did not expect is...
Storyteller breaks through fourth wall for the moment, says, no plan survives you guys! I stopped
It's very
making
true.
plans episodes ago.
We're like plan killers.
After
You know-
I spent 6 hours trying to do this battle that Kia said that you guys were going to do, you're like, oh no, fuck
Diplomacy.
this. We're going to talk. There goes all your notes. I felt like Matt Mercer.
Oh, is that Stanislav sheet?
I did that yesterday.
I know. Regardless, some pack tactics were made. Well, an outline of tactics were made that, okay, everybody arrives here. We stagger the arrival of Faye, so that way the Kia Sid doesn't smell it and be like, meals on wheels.
And it's the jeans I've been wearing.
Or if they were cold, it'd be meals on ice.
On the rocks.
When I
So we all began leaving Gwendolyn's, and if I recall, Olivia and Gabriel went together.
Yeah. Same
I was-
part.
I was driving my vehicle with the sheriff. Some tactics were discussed with said sheriff about how we should approach the situation upon arrival. And then I'm blanking. Then I guess Gwen at some point did a text or a call. I think you said text. And it implicated dear sister.
Yeah.
So Amelia kicks down the door and starts blasting.
So
Yeah.
actually, both sisters were engaged because Artemis did text William saying you were gonna go have a fight without me.
At which point, there was about a minute of just listening to my clock.
Whoops. Yeah, because we're
Go
all
on.
sitting there going, the hell, what?
Yeah, where he's trying to decide what to say back to Artemis.
And then while
Because
Yeah.
It was a shocking moment for him because you got to think about it like William. He told her to fuck off respectfully out of his territory just a week prior and hasn't spoken to her since.
This is true.
Like, he's felt great guilt over that. So her reaching out and being like, still here for you, buddy.
You're having a fight without me and you didn't invite me? The fuck? I thought we were family. You bastard.
Yeah. So
Artemis is a Capone.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Malkavian Capone, which makes her dangerous.
Not right.
So we all kick down the door and start blasting. If I recall, Olivia and Gabe arrive prior to William, Amelia, and Gwendolyn.
And when actually it was Gabe and Olivia, then it was Stanislaw and Frank, and then Gwen and the rest of the party. Mind you, the Guru and the trolls were already there. Nobody could see them. It's called a very, very cool thing of sneaking around and different gifts from the Guru, different totems from the Guru. If anyone who's played Guru and they know Cuckoo's Gift, oh, that's all I'm saying.
Gabe and I went inside. We went inside because the ruse here was to unward the shadow bits for Stanislav. Speaking of which, we need to go in there and light those on fire now.
Yeah. So everyone else was hidden and nobody knew where anyone was. And so what had happened was when Stanislav and everyone came in, Hera and Joker, part of the Guru, decided to make a delivery and just to get into and see what was going on in the warehouse. While that was happening,
flags.
I'm gonna actually tell you guys what happened outside because nobody knew what happened outside except for me. So when everyone went in and they saw the truck pulling up and they got in, that's when Sierra and the A-bombs came. All 12 of the A-bombs. And as they came rolling up, they were going to see what was going to happen. They were waiting because technically Frank was going to die in front of his coterie. That was the plan. No, plan! What did I just say about you guys and plans?
Here's our plan.
Thank you. That's pretty much...
What did it hit?
A metal cart. It's fine.
Okay. Like, I didn't think you threw it that hard, but that impact sounded like somebody died.
Yeah.
No.
So they were gonna kind of back up and everything. The moment that they came out, of the limo they were in, that's when the trolls and the Guru banded together and attacked.
Reinforcements, thank God.
The problem was
Right?
they didn't realize that the Capones and Artemis were there. The Capones had just arrived and were a back off so nobody could smell them.
Yeah.
And Artemis was already on the top of the roof aiming down, ready to pick.
Yeah.
So the moment the fighting started, that's when you guys started hearing Artemis's gun go off. That's when you started hearing the blasting. That's when
All
you
hell
started,
broke loose.
Right. So
That's it.
you're dealing with at least 6 or 7 packs because we're talking about abominations.
Yeah.
A mixture of the Empire and Guru. So you've got the Guru strength and the skills and the gifts mixed in with vampiric powers as well. So it was a battle for more than one pack, and on top of that, they were trying to deal with 12 of them. So when the changelings came in, it was mostly trolls. Boblin was in there. There were several others with different gifts. There were several other kits there. And what they did was they took down 6 of the 12. That's remarkable in and of itself, just on stat base alone. But being that I had so many different races and kits and tribes there,
You were fucked.
they were fucked. And as 2 were being pinned down, and Sierra started feeling the blood bonds breaking, she went fuck. Her and the
Bolted.
Alpha immediately started to bolt. That's when Artemis kicked in.
Yeah.
And Artemis grabbed her, did a hook, kind of like if you've all played Overwatch, Roadhog with throwing of the hook and bringing it back.
Get over here.
She hooked her and brought her back. They started to do a fight on the roof. That's where people started hearing running on the roof and dancing about. That's when Artemis took the aggravated damage because the Alpha put 50 caliber bullets into her. Mind you, they were standard rounds.
Not explosive tips.
Therefore, the aggravated damage, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I can't say no to the round and what the round would have done to a human body.
Yeah.
So she only took, I think, 3. And yes.
Yep. So much yes, Sai.
And the point is when she finally got out of that engagement because the Alpha ripped Sierra Ray and started bolting, Artemis couldn't do much. After that, it was just suppressive fire to get everyone else out.
That leads me to this statement, and I apologize. I mean, you guys can agree with me if you want, but it might be wrong. Unstoppable force, immovable object. Between those two.
Not wrong.
Pretty close.
Okay.
With the Alpha and Sierra gone, the remaining A-bombs, which were 5, retreated. Because they saw their brothers get killed. With that being said, inside the warehouse, that's when the call
A couple
of
different things
Malkov,
happened there.
the call of Malkov came in, and that's when the Malkavians came rushing in. Well, Artemis is like, I can't do a whole lot more, so she started to pick off who she could, while the rest of the coterie was either drinking Stanislaw dry, or Frank and Olivia trying to the rest
play
of them away.
interference.
Damage control.
Yeah. I mean, considering that I was going into aggravated willpower damage, like, oh god.
You're at 3 right now.
4. I
4?
have 3 left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bad time
There's a lot of
for.
damage to control.
Yeah, like he was tapping into all of his reserves. This was now or never.
Yeah.
Okay, have fun.
And from there, it was like, holy crap.
Let's talk
So-
about a couple things that happened briefly before that, though.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Gabe is making faces at Frank. Frank's just like, huh, I recognize that face. It's Gabe's. I trust that face. I like that face. I want to lick that face. It's mine. Except he doesn't lick that face because he's not Malkavian. Well, what happened was, is you begin pretending to take off the wards and all that jazz. And Frank sees it as an opportunity when things start going awry and he recognizes Hera. He's just like, what will make me happy in this moment? Killing Stanislav. And Clotho's gift, fist through mouth. I'm not going to do that again because I think I almost broke my jaw the other day because my mouth is too small. Went in, down the throat, on the back, ripped out his tongue, gave him the old Klingon. Boop! Right in the eyes. And feeling satisfied with myself.
Mind you, before that happened, somebody put ritual chains of binding on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Captain
let's
Captain.
Let's go order of events real quick.
Okay, you can start because you have better
Hera
memory
showed
of it.
up. Hera showed up. Olivia went and talked, went outside to, see who the delivery was, and it was Hera and them, and came back in, and then it was like a couple things happened. We started hearing noises outside. Olivia was like, tiger form.
And Stanislav's like, what's going on?
Stanislav's like,
the
what? And
proverbial fuck, Scoob?"
Gabe, seeing Olivia like tiger form, was like, oh, we're doing this now. Okay, cool. Change the binding. And then we had the like,
Then,
Yeah.
no. After chains of binding, it was then Amelia coming right in behind and
with the
staking.
stake. Yes,
With the
she
stake.
staked first, and then you did the shove.
No, I did
hand
the
and
shove
mouth.
first.
No,
while
it was
he
stake
No,
first.
it was stake first, then you.
She'd already staked him.
Yeah.
Did she? I'm
Yeah.
gonna have
Yeah.
to watch the VOD. I'm pretty sure it was me, then her. I did the fist and mouth first.
Nope.
She staked, then I pulled out the tongue on the second turn.
No, because you turned around and was like, you know what would make me happy? Because you saw him completely immobilized. That's you're like, you know what would make me
Yeah.
I
happy?
have to watch the VOD. I'm gonna have to watch the VOD. I'm calling bull.
Yeah, watch the VOD because I'm pretty sure now that she said it that
Yeah,
she
the-
staked him first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Order of operations. We'll find out. I think that I did it first because the thought in my mind was he's just gonna bite down and just eat my whole arm.
Staked, blind, and spit and blood.
Yeah, long
Yeah,
story short, we
basically.
blinded him. We ripped out his tongue, like literally the whole thing down to my arm. Just ripped that motherfucker out, and it just went sliding across the floor as it turned
then-
to ash.
There was like a round of just like, we doing this?
We doing
Yeah.
this? Y'all
Like-
waited until William came in, and he was just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
actually, no, that's bullshit. You two, you and
I think it was Amelia. I think Amelia.
put-
started
did
biting
first.
into him.
And I
Yep.
just remember me and Nerdy were both like in private chat with one another, being like, "Are we gonna? Is this how we're gonna do it? Okay, yeah." Like, and then she just made the first move, and it was like, "All right."
Yeah, I'm assuming that she went like
Amelia's-
shoulder. You had gone from the front through the jugular, and that's the reason why I was like, and William's going for the spine, like up along right along the back.
Olivia's like, oh god, you're gonna eat him? What? No, ew.
Oh, little vampire.
So
You're
while
about to
the
be taught
three-
lessons,
While Amelia, William, and Gabe were
they
fangs
gang
deep
banging him.
in, we're fang banging Stanislaw. Frank then, seeing that there's other people, like got pulled off and started, fighting against other people, as Olivia
did
was
have
also
that.
trying to do that. I think at one point Olivia actually like tiger formed, like ripped open a bag of steaks to like
Knitting needles. Yeah.
right.
Knitting
You did like a
needles.
roar
I have
and
to
like
buy some new knitting needles.
try to signal to your guru, like, hey, come get these steaks, stake some people, like,
Problem
all
time,
these-
fix it.
because of the call of Malkav that he had put out, all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
son and
other
specific,
Malkavians
yes,
that
son and other
failed.
Malkavians, yeah.
Oh, that was great. So the first turn that happened was, if I remember right, it was Amelia's. Then it was somebody trying to rip me off, and William not having it, just like fuck right off. And it was Son, and it
Yeah.
worked. So
That
not
was
only
great.
has one member of the family done it, 2 members of the family have done it, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, Amelia's existence.
It's
Three
pretty much
have
like a
done it.
walking fuck you to
First
him.
it was
Yeah.
James, then it was Artemis.
Did James do that already?
Yeah.
I thought that was in the future.
No, he did it when he was presented.
No.
Maybe,
That
I
was
don't
when we
know.
came back.
Okay,
You're talking about
okay.
when he rewrote Son's memory.
Yes.
That was when he came back from the time lapse.
Okay, so 2 then. I apologize.
Yeah, 2 right now, 3 in the future,
Yeah.
and unless you include Amelia just being a walking fuck you.
Amelia is a walking fuck you. This is true.
He told him to frig right off, and then took another bite. And Gabe's just like, "Oh no, Daddy, I'm not gonna let you have that."
And then that's
and cuts
when,
out a heart.
Well, that's when Gabe realized that if they took any more drinks, they would then have to start battling for wills, all of them. And
Yeah.
I don't think that would have gone well.
And keeping in mind, like, Morgan during an earlier text that had happened was like, hey, in case it comes down to it, do you know about this ritual? And Gabe's like, yeah, I know about this ritual. And she was like, I have stuff you can pick up. And I was like, great. So had everything in a bag to do it, just waiting and ready to go. And Gabe was like, all right,
The
you
best
guys
type
are
of
going
premiere.
for it. I'm just going to start cutting his heart out. Let's just do
Nobody
that.
was listening to me. Nobody.
Yeah, William wasn't about that though. To be fair,
Well, the moment that the
I need
ritual,
all of it, motherfucker.
when the ritual was enacted, rolls were done, so I'm not worried about it. But the ritual of Bitter Rose was the best way to actually do things without having to do willpower rolls with essence, because you didn't drink them dry. You have to do
I wanted to.
Yeah, I know. You
I had 6
wanted.
willpower left on William.
What?
Like,
Hey, you know what?
wanted-
William doesn't get to complain, okay?
I know, yeah. I mean, he still did partake, and I mean,
Yeah.
you partook, and if I recall, so did Amelia. So
Yes.
now his hound's useful, he's useful, and his right hand is useful.
You want to see that roll off? Oh my god, I can only imagine.
Oh,
what that
I did
roll
not.
off would be.
How
I
many
did not wanna
willpower
see
did he
it.
burn that night? Because I imagine Stanny had to have burned at least 4 by my count.
2.
Fuck.
Mhm.
He had that many die then. Okay then.
Hammer's not a lightweight.
Okay, so just so you know.
No, you don't have to tape the sheet back together for me to
Gabe's-
see his
No, no,
stats.
no.
I don't really think of Gabe as a like right or left hand appendage. I think he's the fine ass of the barony, really.
He
He's
is,
America's ass.
He's America's ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
Wait,
he's
wait,
Chicago's
what's
ass. Donkey!
okay, when you're dealing with a most of the powers he was using was based off of manipulation, and when you have immediately 5 dots in a manipulation, and then roll to surge, you get another 2 extra dice. Plus, he had a 7 in dominate. Yeah, he had a lot of dice.
You're right. So the 10 was really underwhelming then.
His willpower alone, I surged up to 8. So, yeah, I'm literally holding death maracas in my hand as I'm rolling that dice. And you're a 6th generation Malkavian. You're going to have large stats.
What'd you forget?
Okay, Death Maraca is what I'm going to start calling that massive D20.
Death Maraca.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Drive safe. Making choices. Oh, can you give me a Kansas record?
Sure.
In the wind.
Can you bring me a Coke? Thanks.
Can I have
Yeah,
some
please.
dinner? Can you, like,
You got it.
Okay, the cheapest one you can find. Doesn't matter if it's used.
I'll try
Thank you.
Wawa.
I apologize. So, for brief sidebar, very brief, like 10 seconds. Bought my wife a record player, a vinyl player, for
Nice.
Hanukkah. We went to a record shop the other day called Dragon Song that's local to us, and we bought our first records. They're going over there right now because he's into records, she's into records, and I'm into records.
Aw.
Yep. So,
Happy
where were
Hanukkah.
we? So we slit his throat and just watched the blood. No.
No, so
We ripped out his tongue and started blasting.
Well, the funny
No,
thing
no,
is
ripped out his heart.
once you guys did that ritual and you drank, that was it. Stanislaw was ash.
Mhm. Which leads me to the question: by dropping gens, that ups our blood potency?
No, what you're dropping generation, not blood potency. Blood potency is its own thing, its own problem.
Okay, I thought they were symbiotic in that,
No,
at a
because
certain level you gain some based off that, or if it was potency is based off of age, is it not?
potency is based off of age, but also you can buy it off of willpower.
Gotcha.
So there is a difference.
Okay. Just wanted to verify because I didn't remember offhand if it impacted our feeding habits if we had to start making kin and just numbing their
so
souls.
generation is the closer you are to Cain, but you can drop that with Diablerie. Blood potency is how thick your blood is with Cain and how powerful it is. So when you get up to when you get blood potency 3, you can surge up to so many dice to whatever
By burning
attribute
a
you
blood.
want. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you for verifying. I wasn't 100
However,
on that system.
You could be in again on the servers that I play, the servers I play on. You could be 2 years old as a kindred and have a blood potency of 3. So
Gotcha. Based on.
That is based on what you spend for XP, and if you want that, mind you, if you get higher blood potency, yes, then certain things will not feed you anymore. Certain
Rats, animals,
right,
and then humans.
blood bags.
Yeah. So that
That's-
was my concern with William. It's just like, did I just fuck up?
Because okay, so dropping from the difference between second and third revised and 5e I want to say 5e because
I think that's accurate though.
5e they changed it and separated the blood potency from the generation.
Okay, so that's where my confusion stems from, is because I was brought up initially with V3 rather than the V5, where they had amended it and
You're not
simplified
wrong.
it.
You're not wrong. And so what they did was they separated the two. And I really
Not
didn't
wrong, Drayton.
I didn't understand, to be, as a storyteller, I didn't understand with 5e why they separated it, nor did I understand what the fuck was the whole thing with blood potency. Once I joined this RP server, and once I started talking to people, and I saw how people were utilizing blood potency, I then understood it. So just because you're
gotcha.
dropping in generation doesn't
mean your feeding habits change.
Correct.
Right now.
It doesn't mean that your blood potency has gone up.
Understood.
That is something
Okay.
that you have to spend XP on.
Appreciate the clarification. And
So-
Drayton, you are right. That was the reason why William is keeping all the thin bloods around, is in case he needs emergency food. Like, no joke. That is the reason why he keeps them happily employed under the guise of, you'll be safe here. And then in the future being like, I need to borrow some blood. If you could put it into a glass for me.
I'll make a note.
he thinks 5 steps ahead, Junie. Like, you guys write him off as like the stupid Malkavian that has, a French personality that's all about fitness. But no.
Me?
But so-
I have
okay,
written nobody
look,
off.
Stupid. We write
Just-
them off as self-serving.
Just because I think William's a himbo does not mean anything, okay? Doesn't mean that he's stupid. It's just a himbo.
Okay. You need to calm down there. Oh God, what's her name? It's not. What's her name? The one from the Good Place. The computer chick that isn't the computer chick.
Case in point.
Bitch.
I have absolutely no idea. I've never watched The Good Place. I know of it. I just never watched it.
Regardless, thank you, Good Place female.
So
He doesn't watch too much television. Fuck off.
But the funny part is that with them Diablerizing actually dropping in the generations, it's now helping William to do something that he will eventually do in the future. And actually, what's kind of funny is that this whole entire season of this season has turned around and actually added to season 1, has added certain elements to solidify what happens in season 1. So what you guys are doing now, even though you're making the choices right here, right now, and talking about it and moving on and doing this stuff, you have literally, solidified that timeline and solidified the actions you guys did a year ago, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Which
Certainly
I find
don't know it.
cool.
Related to Written. I mean, that was the plan, was to wipe all of their shit, because the stronger he becomes, the more mindfucky he becomes. Like, true Malkavian at heart. He dominates people and then eats them. And, if he mesmerizes them into being okay with just providing blood and him being like, I need it for a couple different projects that my alter ego is working on, he can make them believe whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And because, most of them like staying in his barony because they can't really go back to Chicago.
But I like that, you guys did Diablerize, because this now solidifies why William
has power.
William has power. William did what he did. What is Amelia going to do? We don't know yet. What is Gabe going to do? I'm not sure yet. How is this all going to fit into last season? We still have to finish this season. And we're what, 8 episodes.
We're however many it takes to get to the end journey. Like, let's not put a number on that. Season 2 could be longer than season 1. Let's be fair.
Okay, roll pop.
Okay, if that's how you want to roll
I'm throwing it out
that's
there. Like,
fine.
it's not over until somebody dies. Or until something
died?
horrible happens.
Okay. I'm trying to make it to 30 episodes. If we go above that with this season, all right. As long
I'm
as
just
you
throwing
guys
it
are
out there,
good.
devil's advocate. As long as you guys are all right with it, like, I don't want to put a finite number on it, because that means that the story ends. Like, I feel like as a role-playing game, like,
I wouldn't
it's
say
over until it's over.
I
You know what I
wouldn't say
mean?
it ends. I'd say it's
put a
concluded
pin in
until
it.
next time.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm down. I'm just here for lulz, okay? Like, whatever y'all want to do, I'm totally cool with.
I just tied myself to a present.
Why did you tie yourself into a present?
You know me.
Yes.
You actually need an answer for this.
No.
Britain, go help your wife. She's tied herself to a present and needs immediate assistance.
Loose again.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to
So-
call it at like 30 episodes and like we put just like a stamp on it, that's cool with me. If y'all want to keep going until some real bad trauma-inducing stuff happens,
I mean,
Fine
I
with
know
me.
a good scene to end it
I'm
on.
good with both.
Like, eventually it will have to come to an end, and it will go to the next, back to season 1, and then to, that filler until we go off and do whatever we want to do next. But I know exactly what
Loose.
William would have ended on, is because, if his sire comes into play at any
What do
time,
you say?
he doesn't have the power to handle him right now. So that's going to be
Oh.
trauma-inducing as fuck.
However, he is a generation lower than his.
Quiet time will be
sire
over
now.
soon.
I don't have the experience with my newfound power just yet. So William's methodical in how he
Some
approaches
respect. I
situations
love you.
because he knows what his sire's capable of.
well, he's got
But-
time.
Yeah, some of it, not a lot, is the problem.
This is
Like
fair.
it's always a matter of time with people that are hunting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, so what had happened was we drained him dry. Some happy, fuzzy feelings were made. Artemis slid down, like, ow, ow. I hate trust falls. Boop. Trust fall. Olivia helped us gather med kits to take care of the wounded outside. Something fun happened with Boblin. She was made envoy of the barony to the Fae people. And they were promised safety in his domain for all that he looked upon verbatim. So I imagine he would have spent time, walking through the lines and saying, "Thank you all for being here. It's much appreciated."
Yeah.
And, being proper and, So she's a lady now. Well, not a lady, but what's the proper title?
No, you are correct.
Oh, she's a lady. Okay. And, a couple other things happened. I mean, Gabe started doing triage while Frank and Olivia started grabbing med kits, and then
came a lovely scene between siblings.
William being grateful, saying sorry, and that he appreciates them, and surprisingly loves them.
That's what I missed.
It was a real heartwarming moment.
It was the closest to heaven he's ever been.
And
This
ever
is
will be.
fair. This is fair.
Oh yeah.
This
And,
will be
he's
the
going to
last
hell.
happy moment of William's life.
It might very well be. Well, I don't know. I mean, we know how season 1 ends with his sire actually getting ganked. So, unless this is an AU, in which case he's doing the ganking in like 10 episodes, or getting ganked, or bad things are going to happen. We don't really know yet.
Yes, we
Oh
do.
my
Bad
God.
things happen.
Stop giving
That
me
one.
ideas.
I
That
mean,
one.
the bottom line is, Judy,
Mhm.
I know what's going to happen with William. Like, I feel it down in my bones. Like, for continuity's sake, something horrible has to happen, and he has to wipe, Josephine's memories, Artemis's memories, and make him forget her. Or no, the other way around. Her forget him. Like, that's going to shatter him. You know what he's going to end up having to do? He's going to have to end up fucking calling Gabe, because he doesn't want to see anyone else to see him in a miserable state. And then he's going to have to systematically wipe the memories of everyone in the barony to forget that
That he was-
Josephine's been around.
Josephine was there. Yeah. Yep.
Like, and
It's
it's going to
impossible.
tear him. It's going to make him a hardened fucking Malkavian. And the only saving grace is the fact that by the end of it, Gabe will be so embedded in him that he'll be a fucking touchstone. I could just see that happening.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, it's funny because, somebody had asked, like, oh, Gabe, are you scrying on this little private moment between them? And I was like, even if Gabe was aware of that, like, this whole time, Gabe's been trying to be like, be nice to your sisters. Like, family, get along. Like, he wouldn't. I think it was one of those moments that, like, even if he had known about it, he would have been like, I'm going to let them have their moment. Not going to watch this.
About damn
Like,
time.
give them their
Stop
privacy.
Oh my god.
Right? Like that's what was going through my mind. So I was like, nah, he's not gonna scry on that. Let them have their little private family moment.
Aww.
And this is why we love Gabe, though, right?
Yeah.
I can just see
totally
Gabe
loves
going.
that.
He's full of fuckery until it counts, right?
I
Yeah.
could just see Gabe going, "Aw, about fucking time. Hey, you stop doing
Oh, this channel sucks. Let's move to another one. Too soppy.
Yeah,
If I wanted to
right.
watch Hallmark movies, I'd go over to Frank's.
Gabe, no.
that."
At this point, William's pretty close to becoming. William and Amelia are both pretty close to becoming touchstones for Gabe. So that's not gonna happen.
Now, mind you, everyone who is like, wait a minute, the book says only humans can be touchstones. I allowed it in this game that kindred could become other kindred's touchstones. I like to homebrew shit. I homebrewed the Tremere shit with this.
I think it's.
There we go.
I think it's
This is
also a matter of-
Sparkles is a touchstone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a living being, though. Like,
Abel's a
Um,
touchstone. I mean, like in like a precious gem sort of way.
Yeah.
Abel's a
You're not
touchstone.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I
miss
do think
Abel.
that it's.
I miss Abel.
I think it's not just limited to like living beings, though, because there are dead people that could remind you of various aspects of your humanity.
Yeah.
This is true.
Like
And
some of
that's-
them embody them better than others.
That's what it is for Gabe, though.
Yeah,
with the
it's
three
embodied.
with the three siblings, is because that's like Gabe's like family. Like
Trust and loyalty
that's-
above all else.
that's it for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
They might be all Malkavian, but at the same time, they get the shit done and come back together. When they
They're
have
all
to.
crazy. It's adorable.
I'm not crazy. My mother had me checked.
Your mother
But-
was also crazy, dear.
We are coming up on the hour mark, so real briefly, were there any goals that we wanted to share for next week? Or
Yeah, and Tanari actually brought up a great one that we're gonna probably do immediately, which is burn the shit in the warehouse.
Yes, burn the warehouse down.
Burn it to the
Um,
ground.
Aggressively,
I would
thoroughly.
I would recommend first containing the shadows by lighting it up like a Christmas tree, much like the last time.
Oh yeah, no. We'd go through all that. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
same preparations as we did down in the basement.
And Gabe would have contingencies for not, to not have people freak out with fire. But yeah.
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 But let's be
fair.
honest here. My people are just going to be used to it by now.
I forgot, is it invisible flames or green flames?
Green
I
flames.
think it's green.
Okay, because I was reading about a Tremere doodad that made invisible flames, which could
Yeah, they're-
potentially be dangerous.
I think I
and
actually have
beautiful.
that. I have that one too.
Like nothing better than being
all
burned
the
by
like
invisibility.
fire ones that I could grab, I did grab. So I have them. I just haven't like
Oh, bless your
really
heart,
used
Gabriel.
them. So
Mind you, there is some in the Blood Gods book with fire, but that's more using
Nice.
it in offensive forms.
I mean, that would be very useful against our kind, but regardless. All right, so yeah, that's a project that I am 100% down with prepping. Would you want Frank's assistance, or are you going to get the siblings involved?
Well, we'd want Frank there because
Yeah.
that would be how we know it's working.
yes,
Oh, because
we
I would
would
hear them
want.
screaming.
I think we would probably find somebody. I think we would send Boblin on like a drink run or something. And
Well, I mean,
like-
she got zonked out because she was just like.
But didn't she come back
nom,
after
nom,
and we
nom,
saw her
nom.
in all of her purple pink
Oh
majesty?
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
With the flambés, is it pronounced flambe?
Her
what-
flambe.
Oh, what's the thing where goes from one color to another?
Ombre.
Oh, ombre.
Ombre flambe.
I was like, she's on
flam-
fire? She's flambe? What are we doing?
Flambe is more like when you're cooking shit.
Honestly, I think having Frank there screaming might be cathartic after the shit show that was yesterday.
A little bit. A little bit.
Fine. He just sits in the corner, just like, you might want to chain me up. She's getting really rowdy. And
Yeah.
I don't have the fucking
I
patience.
don't have the
I'm
willpower.
burned out.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone had the fucking patience at that point.
I
We're
mean,
like,
Yep.
So yeah, Gabe would have been like, "Oh my God, Boblin, you look so beautiful, you majestic queen, you," and then would have been like, "Can you go get us some stuff? Like, oh, we're really hungry." Because Gabe
Sprinkles.
was
Frank is
also
gonna
riding
need
low on the
sprinkles.
hunger willpower train. So
Well, I mean, we almost killed a man, so we should have been returned about to.
okay, well the Diablerie helped the hunger, but
Yeah,
the willpower train
psychologically.
was kind
the
of.
willpower train was like, woof.
yeah. I'm not going to be able to play Frank for like a couple weeks. It takes
I
like
would
what
say.
8 week per willpower.
I would say, yeah, per willpower. I would say he would be hurting. So by the time next Saturday comes, he'd be down to 2 aggravated willpower. Now, I will give you this, okay?
I was the underdog the entire time.
You were the underdog. Because you're the underdog and that gives you your willpower back, I would say once a week you gain willpower back because of being the underdog.
Okay, so since I was at 4 aggravated willpower, I'd come in next week with a maximum of 4 willpower. I'll still be testy as hell.
Well, no, your aggravated willpower means your willpower bar was gone.
Yeah.
It was done. So because of that, you will be now at -3 willpower.
Gotcha. And then each week
It fills
subsequently.
up.
Yep,
It's
so
just
I'll be at
gonna
a
be a
4
complete-
max.
You're just gonna be a complete jackass for the next month.
I'm just going to be short tempered. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be vampire.
This
Well,
is when you
you know-
just
you
stake
know
him,
what this
throw in a
also
box,
means, though?
and lose him for a couple of weeks.
You know what this also means, though, is that though you may be short-tempered, you also can't be doing fucky shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything he does is
You
gonna
have to be
calculated.
real vampire. You have to wear cute suits.
I mean, I won't be
and play
wearing
nice.
suits, but he will.
No, it's canon. DeRitten and I confirmed. You have to wear nice suits.
No. Somebody said something about chained up collars and stuff. Like, apparently I'm going to be on a leash. But anyways, any other goals that we wanted to share with the rest of the class?
Trying to find out where we go from here.
I mean, we
That's a
still have
good
Sierra
one.
that's outstanding.
Yeah, hunt down Sierra.
We still have Zamisi that are outstanding, if I remember
I'm
right.
not going to inherit all this shit, am I?
Yes, you get his estate. No, it's probably Sierra.
I meant when she's dead.
You probably get everything. You're going to be the queen of the castle. So
Hey,
really,
you got a basement I can crash in?
You got a spare
Don't you have
bedroom
your
right
Oh,
own
now.
that's
house that
another
you never
thing.
talk
You know,
about?
that's another thing. I think that Gabe needs to find like a house because screw this warehouse that keeps getting broken into. Like, that's a goal. Gabe's gonna find a new place to crash. Frank can come and chill and like, but the warehouse is like totally just
yeah,
it's useless
I
now.
think-
Keeps
Like,
getting busted into.
yeah.
yeah, I think at this point, Junie, we should change it to a compromised and give me back some experience.
Okay,
And Frank will just sell it off, or just be like, William, we're abandoning it. It's not worth it anymore. Is there another place that I can buy off of you?
are you going to do that to William, or are you going to ask Nix about things?
I mean, I could probably do both. He's got good relationships with Nyx, but he won't be winning any social roles anytime soon due to the lack of willpower.
Oh, I can totally and completely understand.
I mean,
that.
Gabe's been siphoning money off of Amelia for a while now, so like he can buy a place and like
I mean, I still have, like, if I remember right, 400K
Yeah.
from my agreement with, old Blackjack. So
Yes, you do. Absolutely.
so yeah, Gabe's gonna get his own place. That's
so I
next
could
step.
afford
All
a
right.
Cuban place.
Well, I will give you this. If you guys want to do research during this week, look up Joliet, Illinois.
I love looking up things on Zillow.
I know, right?
It's so
Look-
fun.
Go look up Joliet, Illinois.
Okay,
That's the
I'll
place I
sublet
grew up
from you.
in,
that works.
and that's where the Barony is based out of.
Do I have okay, now I know that she's been giving me cuts of her money. And obviously I make money as a doctor, but like what's my cap? Like
I mean, she was giving you, what, $10,000 a month?
I felt like it was more well, I don't remember. I don't remember what Nerdy and I agreed on.
Hold on.
I mean, she was getting paid $50K, I think it was a month from William.
Jesus.
I
He didn't
mean,
want Jesus.
he had to maintain what Josh was previously paying her.
Keep it under well obviously like but I wanna set something that's like somewhat realistic. Like
Oh God.
under a
Okay.
million.
Well, I would say you're at least at resources 3. You've been sub doing from that for. I'd say you have 3 resources 4 at the moment. So you're looking at. Hold on.
Well, if Frank goes in with it, and they go halvesies on a place,
yeah, that'll work.
because Frank's got the capital to,
What is Frank's
purchase now.
resources at?
I mean, right now he's got 300 or 400K flat, and then I think he has a resources of 2.
Freedom!
What?
Oh, sorry. Not you, the kids. Quiet
But
to
now
the
we're getting off topic. So, any other closing comments? Now they know that we're going to be getting new housing, and I reckon since we're going halvesies on it, Frank will.
Give me
Bring
1
for-
second. Just to clarify, resources 4 is wealthy. Mansion, helicopter, or private jet. Very specialized high-end equipment.
Yeah, play outside.
Yep, that's what William has.
Well, that's what Gabe has.
No matter he likes.
I am
I'm
the
doing
trash
things.
panda in a very big trash can.
If you're gonna Tremere with money, Tremere with money and out to the Ventru.
So that leads to the question. Like, originally I thought it was you wanted William's money. So does this mean that you're just marrying in your own station?
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go puke now.
Look. What Gabe wants out of William
Go ahead,
will be revealed in its own time.
I'm sure. Lifelong friendship.
Love her into.
Sure,
Let me love you.
that's it. Next Boblin the Goblin thing will be William running away from Dr. Sexy saying, "Let me love you!" And he's just like, "Run!"
It's accurate.
Yes, I will be actually doing the Bob and Goblin comic series. I just have to sit down and start drawing. So, some point you
Or
will be
William.
seeing this.
Well, I guess with that, since we have some outstanding goals that we need to resolve in the upcoming week, and is there any other closing comments anybody wants to share before we scamper into the darkness and enjoy the night?
I can't wait to see what kind of fuckery we get into next week. That's my closing comment.
Legit question though, because it's kind of a blur with how long yesterday's session was. Everybody had a good time with it, right? Like, I don't remember the roses and thorns at all, but it was just like an emotionally and physically draining.
It was.
It was a long 5
also
hours.
A really good session.
I did not expect it to go as long, and I apologize to
I think it
those
had
who
to,
are
Jimmy.
watching,
Yeah.
but at the same time, with the technical difficulties I had, I lost track.
That's fair, but it turned out great.
Oh my god, it was.
Like, I'm not often proud of what we do, other than every single week.
Never proud.
Yeah.
But yesterday really fucking took the cake. Like, I don't think, as a player, I could ever push the line like that again. Well, maybe once, but...
You're not wrong.
Oh, God. How many stains is it going to take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of the William Pop at the end there, Junie? Like, if it does play out like that, like, I know that
Gabe
it's
Stain.
Oh my god.
2 stains from Artemis, 2 stains from not Victoria, from Amelia.
Amelia.
He doesn't have attachments to others, but he probably wouldn't wipe memory, but he would be like, Amelia, I need you to never bring this up unless she brings it up directly.
We'll
Like, would
have
that
to
just be
find
one stain in theory?
it.
Because he's
well-
not hurting her, but he is offering control of that.
Well, here's the question: is it going against any of his convictions?
I mean, the only conviction is family above all else. So, I mean, in a sense, he is protecting family with family. So would it be
wouldn't see a
one stain?
I wouldn't
Okay.
see a stain. If you are upholding your conviction with a touchstone to keep that touchstone safe, then no. I don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
Camera just bugged out. There it is.
I mean, it would still kill Josephine internally, and that would probably kill him internally. So
Again,
I'd still take 2
If
stains
it's
for that.
not hurting
I-
her, then fine. If it is hurting
It
her,
would, yeah.
and he knows it, then yes, it would be taking a stain.
God, I hope it turns out like that. That actually kind of sounds badass. I'm not sure about you guys, but
We'll find out.
We'll see. We'll have to see what happens.
God.
Yep.
And then he'll go on the warpath with the other barons and like, I'm taking Chicago. I can just imagine that bullshit. Like,
The best part about all this is that you've killed 2 major people in this play. You still have a whole fuck ton more for NPCs.
there's we axed Anastasia. We still have to deal with her right hand, Demetrius, if I remember right.
Yeah.
There is Sierra. Obviously, if we're breaking continuity, Sun, because fuck that Malkavian piece of trash.
On top of that, you're forgetting the alpha of the abominations.
Oh, no, I'm including him with Sierra. Like, where
no,
one
they're-
is, the other
they're-
will be.
Yes and no, they are 2 separate entities, so they might be 2 different
Son.
bosses.
No, I know. Frank's seen them. Like, he knows, he understands that. But
All right.
I'm just stating outright, like, I'm including them meshed together because that's their own separate, like,
Alright.
grouping of, okay, these bad guys are together. Boop.
Okay.
These bad guys are together. Boop.
Okay.
This bad guy is gonna get it. Boop.
Unfortunately, Jackson is somewhere just floating on its space.
Yeah. I'm gonna write him off as Camarilla.
You're not wrong.
Anyways, so we got off topic there briefly. Any other closing comments? Anything else we want to share with the rest of the kindred in training?
I'm good.
All right,
Good.
let's go ahead and kick out our socials. Let's do a little bit of farewell for the evening. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to check out our friends and family at the links that are about to be posted here in a moment.
If I can actually do it, right? Yeah.
Exclamation mark social if I'm right. I would do it, but my chat's boned.
I got it.
There we go.
Yep, check out the website, nerdyencounters.com. She jumped in yesterday to help save our bacon a wee bit. Also have a TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We do vampire shower thoughts, which are mildly amusing. As well as check out our friends and family over at World of Darkness, Miss Stabber Studios, Gehenna Gaming, Near Dark Studios, Faith of Pecan, Q Times, Penny Arcade, Roll For It, and Archives of the Dragon. thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see y'all next week on Last Breath.
Have fun.
Bye.